the ARK is a way to show the time you have spent to contribute to a solution of the climate crisis. And how do we do this? We do this by tracking the time you spend in nature, so in activity that are in real life, let's call them like this, through the platform. So every time you do an activity inside a community and you book it through the ARK, the time you have spent will be turned into what we call impact credits. What are we going to talk about today is the create and publish activity. We call it activity because we have two types of activities. So one is the event. We call event happenings that end within a single session and that have a single focus. So let's imagine these as lessons. And the other kind of activity is the course. So usually this is made up of multiple sessions. They can be in one single day or in multiple days. But what is important is that they are a structured series of meetings that have the aim to achieve a bigger learning objective. So this is the difference in between the two. I wanted to explain it up front so that maybe you can understand more easily the part that Lucas will be showing you in a second. So I'm handing it over directly to Lucas. So keep your questions, I would say, for the last part. And yes. Here we are. Okay.
Here I am. So, hi again. And I hope that the noise is not too disturbing in here. What we have today for you is the create activity, or the activity system 2.0, as we call it. We took a lot of feedback from Green Steps Shanghai and from some of you, and we have simplified the way that events are created. And today I'm going to show you the way that events and courses work on the ARK. So just as an overview and to start with, this is the page that you get in when you log in, right? You can see your profile, you can see your bio region, you can write something about yourself, you can see your total impact credits that you have gained on the ARK, you can see your badges that you have obtained in courses. For those of you who have children, you can add your children into connected accounts and track their learning on the platform. And last but not least, the communities that you are part of and upcoming activities that you have joined. So that's your profile. Then other parts of the platform are events and courses. That's what we will be talking about today. Then the communities, where communities can present themselves, organize their members, and later on also share information. Then the best practices library, which is a kind of extended template system of events and courses, so that communities and educators can share best practices among each other. And the way that we want to make people spend more time outdoors, we are introducing some gamification activity functionalities. The first of these is a leaderboard, which means who has gained the most impact credits on the platform. So let's jump straight into the courses functionality, because that's the hottest one that we have out of the oven. It's that hot that I haven't deployed it yet, because we have run into some things that we still need to improve. So I'm going to show it to you on my local machine. So don't be surprised that you don't see it when you log in into your account. We will send you a message when it's ready for everyone to use. So this is an example of a course So you can get in there just by going into events and courses. And if the activity has a course tag, then you know that it is a course. How courses are different from events, they have multiple sessions and you can gain a badge in them. So this is an example of an activity guide course that is actually a real course that Green Steps Shanghai organized. You can see it's starting and ending time and its location. You can see who's organizing it, so the community and the people. Hi, Khalid. I hope it will be a good one. Another improvement from last time that if you have already joined before, now events and courses can have multiple organizers, multiple facilitators. So you can already put multiple people in here. Then you can see what badges there can be. There are to be gained in this course. So they work as a kind of certification that you have passed the course and gained the skills. And it's overview of the tickets. And then this structure is the same as in an event. So some basic information, age, duration or length, what participants should be bringing, and some detailed information. But what is new and different now is this sessions tab, which shows the sessions that this course is consisting of. As you can see, I already created this course some time ago, so most of these sessions have already passed. They have been happening on May 15 and May 16. So in this case, they are grayed out. That means that they have already passed. So there was an online part of it, which was this introduction via Zoom call. And participants can see where they should be joining, by which link, and what are the credits to be gained from this session. So that's the same for all of the sessions. So we have one online session in here, and then we have on the next day, May 16th, 7 a.m. to 12, the activity guide theory. And in the afternoon, there is the activity guide leading activities, so practical part. So this is basically one day of the course. And then we see that in a few days, on May 25th, there would be an emergency first response course happening on this address, and these are the credits to be gained out of it. And you might notice that there is this icon of a link. That means that this course session is actually also an event. So if you have a course that is, for example, consisting of many independent events, let's say you're doing a film screening series, which have one film screening every Tuesday, then you can publish each of those sessions as an independent and course participants can see it either directly in the event courses, it will be listed in there, or they can go to the event page from the course. So you see now this course session is here shown as an event, and you can edit it as you would edit any other event. You can edit the description, you can change the credits, you can set up the tickets. So it behaves just as any event. So let's go back to the course and see how the interface to create and edit a course works. So if you are the one who has created the course, or if you are one of the facilitators, then you can see the edit buttons in here. So let's go and have a look how the new course and activity form looks like. So on the first page, you set up the facilitators. So let's say that I want to add someone in here. I'm going to also add Richard to organize this. And then you can select the community, which is pre-selected for you if you are creating it from your community. You select whether it is event or course, and another thing that we have implemented recently, whether this is a public or link only activity. So if you have something internal just inside of your community, link only means that it will not be listed in events and courses or inside of your community, and only people with the link can access this activity. Yeah. And contact information, you can say for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Second step is general information. So you can upload a cover picture. So let's change it in here. And activity title, the activity description, which is a short one, just to introduce it, and age range. Yes. And so these first two steps, the setup and the general, are the same for an activity, for an event and for a course. But from the third step on, from sessions, this is now specific for a course. So if you selected an activity in the first step, you would be setting up just the information about the single activity in here. In the course, you are setting up the sessions. So you see that I have my sessions listed in here. I have the introduction with its description. I set up the start and ending date. This is an online activity, right? It's on Zoom, so I don't select the location, and I set up the credits. And here, if I want to modify it, I would add another learning path. Let's say that this takes 3 hours, and there is 2 hours of something related to arts and culture, and then there is 1 hour of something related to mentoring and parenting. So altogether, this 3-hour event, so I would have to start at 7, right? Has 20 credits in arts and culture and 10 credits in mentoring and parenting. Here, you can decide whether this course session will be published as a single event. So that means people will be able to book it independently without booking the whole course, and will have its own, it will be listed in the events and courses. And you can also select whether this is an online session, which then means that it doesn't have to have the location. So here, this repeats for each of the sessions. So here we have the morning, activity guide theory, same thing. And afternoon, and same. And in the very end, you select the badge. So that's the page of the sessions. In the next steps, you
Luca?
Yes.
I've got a question regarding the credits. How we know how much we need to give? Is there a standard?
So that's another thing that we actually don't have here yet, which is a help, an icon of information, which will give you answers to how things are supposed to be. Generally, the idea is that 10 impact credits is 1 hour of activity, either participating or facilitating. So per 1 hour of people spending time in your activity, they should be receiving 10 credits. That's the idea.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool, good question. So then we have the page of resources, where you can give some additional information, more detailed information about the activity or course and what people should be bringing to participate. And next step are the tickets, where you can set up different ticket types. So in here, we have a full course ticket, which will then sign you up for all the sessions in the course that are happening in the future. You can set how many tickets are available. So as soon as 5 people book this ticket, it will not be possible to book it anymore. You can set up whether it is paid or free. The donation setting is coming soon. You can set up the currency. Right now we work with Euro and RMB, and price and its description that will be shown on the ticketing page. And if you have more tickets, let's say that you have a child ticket, you can also create it in here. Yeah, so besides full course ticket, so maybe child ticket, and you could also make five of them available. Maybe they are just for 10 RMB. Yeah, and then there is the concept of supplementary tickets, in which you can set up things like meals, transportation, and accommodation. So all tickets that were above are participation tickets, which means people who book them become participants of the event. But maybe then they are bringing someone else who just needs to get the bus. So then they can buy an independent bus ticket for them, or the meal ticket, things like this, right? So that's the concept. Then in here, we have the payment methods. Right now, we have cash and WeChat. We'll have the bank transfer soon, and then credit cards sometime around the summer, and the refund policy. Yeah. So hope you're still with me. It takes a while to set up a course. The last thing that you can do is to set up questions, some questions that the participants will be asked as they are joining your event. So maybe you don't need to be so philosophical, but you can write, do you have any extra needs or allergies? And you can mark it as required, so that everyone who is booking this, joining this activity, has to answer these tickets, this question. And if you want, you can put an additional description that will be shown together with the question. Okay, so that's it. This will leave you with a course like this, with several sessions and with all the information written in here, and the credits are per session in the course. Here are the tickets. And then if your EFR course has a different pricing setup, then again, you go to the event and you go to the tickets in here, and you said that the EFR course ticket, that's a separate thing for the people who are not in the, who did not book the course, right? Because the EFR course, you set it as an independent event, so anybody could book it. So you maybe make it cost a different price. Yes, so I think I've covered pretty much everything that I wanted today. This is the functionality that we've been working on the last month, and starting from next week, it will be available and online for you. We will send you a message, and I think that with this, it becomes something that you can actually start using for your own activities as you are organizing it. The version that we have online is considered to be stable. Greens of Shanghai are already organizing their events the whole springtime, which is much warmer in Shanghai here in Europe. And we are looking forward to hear your feedback, because that's what being beta is all about.
Lucas, I've got another question.
Cool. Yes, please.
About the how to say, the quality, the theme, the topic, content. It's who will check? Who will check? I mean, who will check the quality? Who will check that fits with the big? Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean. To be the moderator.
I mean that to ensure quality of the events on the platform. How will that work? So that's another part that is in the pipeline, and there is a rating. So basically, after participants go to an event, they will be asked to rate the event, to give it like 1 star, 5 star, rate the facilitator, rate the content. Yeah. So we don't want to moderate too much. Of course, no, we will not allow any kind of illegal content. And for the beginning, we are focusing on board communities which are doing something with nature education or sustainability or community building. So in this way, we are controlling it. Right? But the main idea is that the participants are rating, kind of like Airbnb, right? So you know, if you are going to a bad host, that he's got a low rating, and you can see the comments of people. And so that's the main idea. Decentralized.
How you will limit the marketing with the how will say advertisement, a new organic shop, not organic, I would say a restaurant who are doing food in little pot, and you can bring the pot back to the shop. This kind of, I don't know how you say that. Some advertisement, people who are not really focused on children, on education, and on yeah, ecology education and so on. How you will control that?
That's a good question. How to take care of the being aligned with the vision. From my side, I don't have an answer to that. I'm focusing on the technical implementation. So maybe next time when Knut is in the call, it would be better to answer this. I would, so far we don't really have the problem. So we didn't speak about that. We don't want to discourage anyone from joining the platform, but we didn't speak yet how would we act if we see that someone is acting like that someone is trying to sell a grilled chicken. I would probably not like that.
No, because you know, in Shanghai, it's quite often in a nice WeChat community, and then suddenly somebody is sending something not related, and so usually you have a moderator who kick this person out of the group, or well, let's see. But maybe with Shanghai, maybe in Europe you are, I'd say, more responsible. But here sometimes people are a bit losing the concept of the community. Thank you.
Right. Thanks for the question, Pauline. That's a good input. It would be good to be ready for situations like this before they occur and have a clear framework set up. Right now, there is just the intention of who should be joining, but there are no mechanisms in place. Besides, of course, I have access to the database and I can do everything. Tomek?
Yeah, I have a small question, or basically two. One would be about inviting participants to the events. I understood that there are like 2 levels. One is I invite basically my community, which is already related to the event when I create it, and I put my community somehow, and then I can do it public. I had a question if you already thought about something where I can still target rather other communities, which I know are from the same city. So when I know I do an event in Berlin, of course I can invite my community, but then it would be nice to also invite the 5 other communities which are already in Berlin, just because they're physically there. This would be one question, if there's any kind of targeting to invite other communities or other individuals planned, like you would do it on Facebook. And the second, I wanted just to ask about this link between event and course, because you mentioned that when you do a course and you have like 5 things inside, and one of them is also an event. So it's enough to click something that it's automatically become an event, or do I need to create an additional event and then link it up? How does this link of making an event inside the course works? Just a small reminder, in which moment I need to make that happen.
Right. So maybe I address the second question first, because that's very quick. So as you are editing the sessions, there is a tick box in there which says publish a single event out of this session. And if you tick this with the session, then it becomes an event automatically, and then you can edit it just as another event, and it will already have pre-filled some information of the course, like the location and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's for publishing single events. For inviting, right now we don't have this functionality there yet, because right now we're just finishing with the event platform part and if some basic social parts implemented. It's good to think about this, that we would like to invite other communities besides only inviting people. Thanks for the input, and we will look how this could be done. For now, we've been only counting on notifying people who are already members of the community to tell them that there is a new thing happening. But it's good to mention that we need to have the invitation function as well. It's not there yet.
Thank you.
My question is to you, Tomek. Did you just want to invite somebody from a different community to participate at an event that you might offer?
So right now you have to find another channel and send them the link to the event. There is no such a thing as inviting people on the ARK. But as I see that it is important for a lot of people, then we will we will implement something like this. It's always about scheduling things, right? We are a small team so far, and so we have to prioritize hardly. It's very difficult. Of course, the things that we want to do is a lot, but things take time. So, but yeah, that's why we're doing this. We need to get to know the things that you are missing the most for it to be empowering you to do more of the things that you do and with bigger impact. So just keep it going. Cool. Do we have any other questions? Generally about the platform, or maybe about stuff that I shown today.
I want to add one thing. Maybe this also answers to Pauline's concerns, let's call it like this. So we are thinking about in the next time closing the access to the platform and just allow people that we invite to join, at least until we are in the beta phase. So that will allow us, at least in the first period, to have much more control on the quality of events and also on the fact that people who are joining are aligned with the mission and the vision of the ARK as a platform. We are also thinking anyway to leave at least the possibility for learners, so people who may book events, to see at least the list of events, even if they're not registered. But for the communities, it's going to be a much more controlled process. So at least for the first period, we are tackling this problem of how are we going to keep an eye on who is joining. And but anyway, we hope we will be attracting not scammers, but people who are actually into environmental education. So.
And now?
Yeah, it's basically.
Sorry.
No, go ahead,
Go
Polly.
ahead. So I go. Yeah. For example, for Shanghai area, I should propose some candidate to who? Technically, very basically, I should ask, transfer them to Joanne, for example, who will filter, maybe meet these people or get a bit more, dig a little bit more in what they are doing and so on. It's just very practical, because recently I met a lot of, I think, contribute to Shanghai education. So we can be very good add to the community, our community.
Yes, in general, anytime you meet someone or you would like to introduce someone to the ARK, get in touch with your contact person. This is the person that you probably know from Green Steps, either Shanghai or St. Pölten, so Europe and China. Get in touch with this person, and then we'll manage. We'll the community and arrange a meeting, probably online, and introduce them to the create community functionality if they're really interested in creating a community on the ARK. So that's the process.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, it's a closed beta basically, right? So if we have good candidates who are interested to work on the platform, even though there still might be bugs and functionality is missing, and give a lot of feedback to help to make the platform better, then it is of course a good candidate to join. And so yeah, thank you guys for being our beta users. Joan is not here today. He's the one who is complaining to me very often because they of course are using the platform very extensively right now for all the program they have for the whole spring and for the whole summer. And you know, it's software. There is much more that can go wrong than you can imagine. But generally, I think it's working well for them.
We should have a badge that is best bug scouting team or something like this on the ARK.
Yeah, right. Maybe I make one like that.
Can I
yeah,
have the
so
host
maybe
back to close?
Yeah, I give it back to you.
Just quickly. I
Yes.
promise it will take very few minutes.
Because
okay, so just very quickly, what's next and the onboarding process. We have a development plan. Of course, this changes based on your feedbacks. So maybe the list that I'm going to show you, it's already going to change based on what you asked for today. So we are now in May, and we have deployed or are about to deploy these two functionalities. So the event and the course that we call 2.0, because we had the previous version that the team in Shanghai has tried for us and made possible the changes. Next functionality that we're going to release is the best practice library. So basically, it's going to be about how you create a best practice out of an activity that you do frequently, and you share it with other people that are on the ARK, other professionals, or maybe you just want to publish it as a private content to share on other social networks. And then we have planned the notification system. So basically, just alerts that make users on the platform know that something has happened. Maybe a new event has been published, or something has happened in your community. Then communication under events. So basic functionality to communicate with people that are joining, or vice versa, so people can communicate with you. Then the rating. And then from August on, we plan to go to a next chapter that is the bioregional knowledge. So it's a whole different thing that we hope we can talk to you later on. It's a big chunk of work that we would like to develop for the ARK. So to also link the content to things about biodiversity and knowing better the place you live in. So that's the plan for the future. How to get on board or to really take off with your journey on the ARK, if you haven't done this yet. So first, get in touch with your contact person. As I said earlier, probably someone from Green Steps, either Knut or John. Anyway, get in touch with this person, and we will set a one-on-one call where we probably create together your community.